From coast to coast, in every state, people all across the nation are learning something new. That the best way to protect their cars, trucks, and SUVs is with WeatherTech floor liners. They're laser measured to perfectly protect your specific vehicle. Front, back, even up the sides. Order yours today at WeatherTech.com or call 1-800-CarMats. WeatherTech floor liners, proudly made in America.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms. High 87. Chance of rain 50%. Tonight, scattered thunderstorms. Low 77. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Weather Channel original series.
This is a dangerous job.
Take start! Take start!
Catching Hell, Sundays at 9 on the Weather Channel.
We haven't gotten into the worst impacts. Everyone in Adair County needs to hunker down. It's past 1 o'clock Eastern time as we continue to watch Hurricane Arthur stroll through Pamlico Sound here. And when winds are gusting 60 miles per hour or even stronger than that at times, almost knocking me off my feet. As a matter of fact, I'm actually surprised I'm still standing. I'm almost feeling a little bit protected from the wind here, but occasionally the winds have really gusted. But wow, what a storm. This thing's packing a punch. We just had an unofficial report of 103 miles per hour at Stumpy Point, 15 miles to my northwest. We are still in the eye, and we're still trying to get into the same place that we can put our satellite dish up. Right now, with these winds gusting near 100 miles an hour, it's going to snap it right off. Unfortunately, we are now on the southern eye wall coming through. It's starting to push Pamlico Sound back up here. Won't come much higher.
All right, Jim Cantor, Hurricane Arthur. Welcome back to Center Live. If you're just joining us now, the big news this morning is that Arthur is now a post-tropical cyclone.
That's right. Now, even though it is weakening, it is still bringing down the rain. Of course, some gusty winds.
All right, now Arthur began its trek up the Atlantic coast early as it started as a depression as it spun up off the coast of Florida. Then it developed into a tropical storm, then into a hurricane. And on Thursday morning, before it reached North Carolina's Outer Banks, it actually increased to a Category 2 hurricane. And as we saw it approach the coastline, the surf was up here, the rain came down, and we continued to see that as it moved through overnight Thursday into Friday morning, and then up along and off the eastern seaboard. Now, Arthur has lost a lot of his punch, but it's still bringing some rain to Maine. But behind it, Alex, there's going to be some phenomenal weather.
Absolutely. We're enjoying it through the interior, mid-Atlantic, and even now across parts of Massachusetts around the Boston area. We're really starting to see things dry out and really look really nice with the sun coming out as well. Still breezy, but still really good. All right, let's talk about the conditions in the Northeast that are going to be warming up as we progress on through the coming days. Now, right now, we've got general 60s and 70s to enjoy. Buffalo right now 70 degrees. Philadelphia 73 there, with New York City at 70. A little cooler where we've got a little bit more wet weather and cloud cover in place. That will be you in Portland, Maine. 63 degrees for you at this hour. All right, so what's happening heading through the weekend? The jet stream, notice where it is, staying north. I like to think of it as a gatekeeper of the cold. North of it, the cooler air stays there, and south of it, the warmer air begins to work in. And we'll start to notice that from the Ohio Valley into the mid-Atlantic and eventually getting up into New England as we head into next week. So today, high temperatures for you, upper 70s to right around 80 or so out there for you. Then by tomorrow, Tomorrow, we cool up a little more. Now we're approaching 90 degrees in D.C., and we'll be well above that come Monday as you head back to work. Getting pretty steamy, 95 degrees. And the thing to note is it's not just going to get hot, but the humidity levels. The stuff that makes you not be able to breathe out there, well, those are going to start to rise as we head through the coming days. So it's not just going to heat up, but also going to get pretty steamy out there. All right, here you are in Philadelphia with the sunshine icons. We've got plenty of those throughout the day. And again, a beautiful time with the temperatures in the lower 80s tonight, 70s to enjoy. But we do warm up early next week, Monday and Tuesday, with those lower 90s. And a quick check on D.C. with the sunshine for the day. We start to see the mid and upper 90s as we progress on into next week. By Tuesday, 97 degrees. That'll be a good degrees above average. Jen?
Well, Arthur has moved far into the northeast, sitting over now parts of eastern Canada, but its impacts are still being felt at popular beaches along the Atlantic. NBC's Kristen Dahlgren is in Long Beach, New York, with a look at the danger Arthur still presents to beachgoers this holiday weekend.
Well, it may look like a beautiful beach day out here, but don't be fooled. Even with Arthur hundreds of miles away from here, there could still be deadly effects up and down the East Coast. We're talking about the threat of rip currents so strong they actually had to move the barge that the Macy's fireworks were on in New York last night to get it to a safer place away from rip currents. And if they're that worried about a barge, you can imagine how worried they are about swimmers. Now, you can see the surf back there, but what you cannot see are those rip currents. 100 people in the U.S. die every year because of rip currents, and 80% of ocean rescues are due to rip currents. It's basically like running against a treadmill or trying to go up a down escalator. The water rushing out that it's almost impossible to swim against. So what can you do? Experts say don't fight it. Don't try to swim directly back to shore. Let it carry you out and then try to swim parallel to the shore to get out of it. And even if you're just wading into the water, these can still pull you out. So very dangerous, a very serious threat. Another good thing to do is always make sure there's a lifeguard nearby. That's the latest in Long Beach, New York. I'm Kristen Dahlgren. Back to you.
Now we'll be watching that all up and down the East Coast here for our weekend. Meanwhile, in the middle of the nation, we've got storms returning here for us. In fact, already this morning we've been following some stormy weather here from parts of Nebraska into Iowa, Missouri now getting into the act as well. And we really left us some heavy downpours here in the western parts of Iowa. That's still leading to a flash flood warning that's still in place for Crawford County, Charter Oak, Ricketts, the Dow City area until 10:45 local time. That flash flood warning is in effect. Good news, though, is look at the rain. It has shifted out of your area, so we're not getting an additional rainfall to really worsen matters. All right, Des Moines starting to see things improving here. The heavier downpours now shifting well and off towards the east, but the trip along 80 going to be a rough ride. And now getting into the northern portions of St. Joseph, some heavy rain and quite a bit of lightning associated with that activity. Now, as we head through the day, we're going to be watching this storm system slowly work its way east. By tomorrow, we'll notice the western lakes getting into the threat for some of the storms, and then by Monday, eastern lakes, Ohio Valley, seeing some shower and thunderstorm activity there. Some of these storms watching ourselves move on through could be a little bit strong to severe. Particularly as we work our way on into tomorrow, we'll watch an area here that's situated in the red from southern Wisconsin into northern Illinois at your severe zone. Then by Monday, we track down towards the 70 corridor, St. Louis, Indy. You'll be seeing some wet weather to kick off your work week. Here's the severe threat for the day, and mostly talking about tonight in the overnight period here, parts of North Dakota into Minnesota, and then we'll notice that area shift east as we head on into tomorrow. So stormy here in the middle of the country, but we're also seeing some storms firing up in the southwest, Jen.
Yes, we are. And actually, out of these thunderstorms, strong winds doing this, kicking up dust and creating a massive dust storm around the Phoenix area Thursday night. This dust storm, called a haboob, reduced visibility to less than a quarter of a mile in spots, and it really was dangerous for drivers, and especially considering all the holiday travelers coming through the area. A tough situation. Now, the reason why this happened is because we now have a return to the monsoon in the southwest, and that means that thunderstorms can pop up. And these thunderstorms, some of them will bring down some very strong gusty winds that come out of the thunderstorms and kick up the dust. For Las Vegas, we finally broke our dry streak. We went 126 days with no rain. That ended overnight when we had 0.08 inches of rain there. What happens in monsoon and in the season is that we get the high pressure that sets up over the Four Corners area, and around that it helps draw in moisture from the Gulf of Mexico, from the Pacific, and it helps moisten up the atmosphere over the southwest so that when we get these storms to develop, the rain actually makes it all the way to the ground. And this is the time of year when we get most of our annual rainfall, at least half of it anyway, across the southwest. So for us in Flagstaff and Tucson and up towards Grand Junction and over towards Albuquerque, activity. The next several days, we will see the chance of thunderstorms popping pretty much each and every day. Alex.
Well, Arthur, sitting over New England right now, bringing rain and high winds. We'll talk about what's next along the coast.
Welcome to Forecast Challenge, the game of weather trivia. Joining us today, Kevin Rare. Kevin, how are you?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. You ready to play for a cool LL Bean prize?
Yes, sir.
Here we go. During a thunderstorm, a strong electrical field surrounding a tall pointed object can produce a bright blue or violet glow known as Tropic Thunder, St. Elmo's Fire, or Purple Rain. You think about that. We'll have the details after your local on the 8s. Purple.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms. High 87. Chance of rain 50%. Tonight, scattered thunderstorms. Low 77. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
What do astronauts eat?
Have lunch with one and find out. Only at Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. Meet real astronauts, see Space Shuttle Atlantis, and experience firsthand the future of America's space exploration.
This is Mark at work. For those who want to enjoy their days, not just get through them. New One-A-Day VitaCraves with energy support. The only complete gummy multivitamin that supports energy and mental alertness. New from One-A-Day.
Fact. Every time you take Advil liquid gels, you're taking the pain reliever that works faster on tough pain than extra-strength Tylenol. And not only faster, stronger, too. Relief doesn't get any better than this. Advil. Fact. Every time you take Advil, you're taking the medicine doctors recommend most for joint pain, more than the medicine in Aleve or Tylenol. The medicine in Advil is the #1 doctor recommendation for joint pain. Relief doesn't get any better than this. Advil.
Looks like the Garcias got a new car.
What'd they get?
I don't know.
Sure doesn't look like a Buick.
Buick. I'm outside. Where are you? I'm right here. I'm in the Buick. I don't see a Buick.
Take a fresh look at Buick. It just might surprise you.
Ooh, that's not a Buick. That's what I told him. Wow.
This is nice.
Oh, my.
Enjoy the dealer experience ranked highest by J.D. Power and get $12.50 Independence Day cash plus 0% financing for 60 months on the 2014 Enclave.
Summertime is watermelon time. And as a third-generation grower, it's my favorite time of year. To get to plow this rich land and watch our sweet watermelons grow to maturity and know families will gather together and enjoy something I grew really means the world to me. That's why I work with Walmart. Their produce experts make sure you only get the freshest watermelons available, backed by their 100% money-back guarantee.
Picked by farmers, guaranteed by us.
Zantac heartburn alert! Stop! Nexium can take 24 hours to work. Zantac's different. Zantac rushes relief in as little as 30 minutes. For relief without the wait, try Zantac. No pill relieves heartburn faster.
Listen up. I'm reworking the menu. Veggies, you're cool. Mayo, corn dogs, you are so out of here.
The complete balanced nutrition of great tasting Ensure. 24 vitamins and minerals, 9 grams of protein with 30% less sugars than before. Ensure, your #1 doctor recommended brand, now introduces Ensure Active. Muscle health, clear protein drink, and high protein. Targeted nutrition to feed your active life. Ensure, take life in.
Husband and a real good dad, but weeds just make me rattlesnake mad. Well, Roundup has a sharpshooting wand. I'm sending them weeds to the great beyond. Roundup. Yeah. No need to pump, just point and shoot. Hit them in the leaves and it kills to the root. Round fences, trees, even mulched beds, because the only good weed is a weed that's dead. Roundup. Yeah. one-touch wand.
Watch. Nothing can stop Crizal no-glare lenses. Neither water, nor scratch, nor dirt or dust, nor smudge, nor glare of night can keep your lenses from giving you the clearest vision possible. And Crizal has ESPF 25 to protect your eyes 25 times more from the damaging rays of the sun. Crizal no-glare lenses. Live life in the clear. Ask for them at your eye care professional.
What does a 37 million horsepower launch feel like?
Experience it for yourself. Only at Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. Meet real astronauts, see Space Shuttle Atlantis, and experience firsthand the future of America's space exploration.
Welcome back. Kevin's question was, during a thunderstorm, a strong electrical field surrounding a tall, pointed object can produce a bright blue or violet glow known as?
Tropic Thunder.
Oh, no. Great movie, but wrong answer. It was St. Elmo's Fire. So that will protect you, a Weather Channel hat. We'll see you next time on Forecast Challenge.
We got to talk to Al about getting a lesser prize if you don't get it right.
Something. Maybe you get a pencil, a pen. I don't know.
So St. Elmo's Fire, it actually relates back to St. Elmo, the patron saint of sailors. And sailors would see this lighting out there over the sea. And that's how the connection was made.
Wow. Well, there you go.
There you
Wikipedia
go. Now you know.
is
Wikipedia,
our friend.
I know it is. Yeah, I'll close my laptop. There we go. All right, take a listen to this.
You know, we had a little bit of a blow here the other day, and today it's picked up again, even though it was nice and calm yesterday. Just to give you a feel for what that's actually like, let me let you know, first thing, you can hear the wind. Not only can you hear the wind, but you can see it, sort of. Let's take this door. Now, normally I would just pin this door shut, but I'm going to hold it with my hand, brace it with my foot. Let's grab this heavy valve. All right, there we go, got it. Notice I'm holding it. That's some wind, guys.
That is some wind. That was Richard Neal, owner of Frying Pan Tower, clocking 100-mile-per-hour winds from Hurricane Arthur. We're going to talk to him in a moment, but first, what is the Frying Pan?
Well, meteorologist Maria LaRosa shows us this Coast Guard light station turned bed and breakfast just off the North Carolina coast.
This is the Frying Pan Tower Adventure Bed and Breakfast. It's a former Coast Guard light station 30 miles off the North Carolina coast.
As you can tell, it's a little windy.
And this is Richard Neal. He's living on the tower and documented Arthur's approach from the top of the tower to the waves pounding against the support beams below, all the way down to the Barracuda riding out the storm under the surface.
Here's what it looks like. Get ready for the wind.
Thursday afternoon, the wind picked up 50-mile-per-hour gust, and then the waves started to build. They crested as they rolled right under the Frying Pan Tower platform.
That's about probably 18, 20 foot right there. It's a mountain of water.
By the time Arthur passed, wind speeds reached nearly 100 miles per hour, making it hard to reach the rails outside. As Richard experienced, few places let you come face to face with a hurricane, like the Frying Pan Tower Adventure Bed and Breakfast.
Wow, well, you know, Frying Pan Tower didn't go unscathed during Arthur as it slammed there into the Carolinas.
The tower's owner did report some damage, and he's joining us now by phone this morning. Richard Neal, thanks for joining us. You are owner of Frying Pan Tower. It's now your bed and breakfast. And Richard, how was it riding out these fierce winds? What did it feel like?
Well, you know, I got to tell you, one of the strangest things is that on a normal day, the tower is just rock solid. But on that day, as it was designed by the engineers, it was doing a little wiggling and shaking back and forth. The Culligan jug of water in the kitchen was sloshing by itself without any assistance.
Wow. Now, you rode out the storm. First of all, how high up is the Frying Pan Tower? And I know the wind's got to be a little stronger where you are, a little bit higher. How high up were you, and how strong were those winds?
Well, you know, the tower itself, thank goodness, is 85 feet above the water, unless, of course, you go into the very top corner, 136 feet up. Didn't want to go up there during that strong a wind. But the wind actually pegged our little wind meter at 99 miles an hour. Not sure if it actually would register higher than that, but was pretty surprised just to see it go that high.
Yeah. Now, we only have about 10 seconds, but was there anyone staying in the bed and breakfast at the time?
I had my kids with me, so as a father, we were very concerned and worried about it, but they all pitched right in, and it was a very unusual family vacation.
An adventure, for sure, as you are calling it, an adventure bed and breakfast. Richard Neal, thank you for joining us.
All right, well, Arthur, it is now a post-tropical cyclone, but still feeling the impacts. We'll have your tropical update coming up.
You do your shop from anywhere thing, and we'll be here at LifeLock doing our thing, offering protection that simple credit score monitoring can't. Get LifeLock protection and live life free.
Andrew, Rita, Sandy. Meet Chris, Jackie, Joe. Minor damage or major disaster. When you need us most, we're there. State Farm. We're a force of nature, too.
A Weather Channel original series.
This is a dangerous job.
Catching Hell. Sundays at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Monday morning on America's Morning Headquarters. What have we learned after the first hurricane of the Atlantic season? Arthur, find out on AMHQ. Plus, this photograph changed his life. A young Typhoon Haiyan survivor's unforgettable story. Monday morning on America's Morning Headquarters, only on your Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, mixed clouds and sun. Tonight, scattered thunderstorms. Low 77. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our
If your road trip stops at the corner of taking in the scenery and, hey, they're taking our stuff, no need to panic. Walgreens has over 8,000 stores across the country with all your prescriptions on file and just about anything else you might need along the way. Because you never know what the road will bring. Find your nearest Walgreens anywhere, anytime. Just download the app and you're on your way. Here at the corner of happy and healthy.
What makes Florida's natural orange juice taste so uniquely fresh and delicious? Is it the rich Florida soil or the perfect blend of sunshine, rain, and temperature? Maybe it's the fact that Florida's natural oranges are never imported. They're raised right here in Florida and passed with care from our hands to yours. 100% pure, 100% Florida. Florida's natural. Try our new citrus smoothies in the chilled juice section next to our orange juice.
Sometimes you just know when you've hit a home run. That's why I use Blue Emu Pain Relief Spray. It's fast-acting, odor-free, and it soothes all my aches and pain. And if you're like me, you'll also love the non-greasy, deep-penetrating Blue Emu Cream. Take it from me. It works fast, and you won't stink.
This is Mark at work. For those who want to enjoy their days, not just get through them. New One-A-Day VitaCraves with energy support. The only complete gummy multivitamin that supports energy and mental alertness. New from One-A-Day.
Latte or Olay? Sunny or bubbly? Cozy or cool? Or wheels or wheels? Everything exactly the way you want it until boom. It's bedtime. Your mattress isn't bliss. It's a battleground of thwarted desire. Enter the Sleep Number bed. Right now, you can save $400 on the all-new C4 mattress set. He's the softie. His Sleep Number setting is 35. You're the rock. your setting is 60. That works. He's the night owl. His side's up while you're in dreamland. You're the early bird, up and at 'em. No problem, because you're in it together, keeping the love alive. And by the way, snoring? Sleep Number's even got an adjustment for that. Crazy? Only if sleeping peacefully with your soulmate is crazy. You can only find Sleep Number at a Sleep Number store. Right now, you'll find the lowest prices of the season, plus 36-month financing on qualifying purchases. No better sleep with Sleep Number.
TV500 at Vistaprint.com.
I love my job.
Vistaprint.com.
A Weather Channel original series.
This is a dangerous job.
Catching Hell. Sundays at 9 on the Weather Channel.
As Arthur turns up the East Coast, heavy rain has been the biggest threats. And one more thing we have to add, up above 3,000 feet, there are some reports of snow. I'm searching for pictures. If you have one, please send it.
Yeah, unbelievable that you can think of it. But yeah, just cold air coming in.
But a lot of this was on Twitter by Jessica Conley, big trees down, water filling up roadways. So certainly that's been the biggest issue.
Yeah, so we'll keep an eye out for some of those snow pics if we can.
Yeah. All right, now, first, let's get a take about the flooding, similar to what you're seeing right here from our affiliate in Massachusetts, WHDH.
The blocked-off street signs and water flowing across the road didn't stop all drivers from Taylor Avenue in Plymouth.
They flew through it. It's unbelievable. Some people see a puddle and just step on the gas.
But most did heed the precautions, turning around knowing the road ahead is too treacherous to travel.
Probably from here all the way down, there must have been 6-8 inches at minimum. In certain places, there's like a foot and a half of water. So it was pretty deep.
The height of the storm hit Plymouth mid-afternoon.
Your name is Arthur?
Yes.
Poor Arthur Benetti got a lot of ribbing.
I've got a few phone calls and text messages about ruining everybody's holiday.
In reality, you can blame the storm Arthur for the blinding rain and white-knuckle driving conditions.
It got really bad when we were driving. It was just downpouring. Driving slow was bad.
Crews with the harbor master had to alert a handful of mariners their boats were taking on water. It makes sense since Plymouth County spent much of the day under a flash flood warning or advisory. But folks in the area take it all in stride, knowing if the worst they got was one flooded street, they made out better than most.
It's 4th of July, but it's raining, so what? Natural fireworks, free,
All right, now, as Arthur loses its punch as it heads up the Atlantic, we're still watching impacts.
Yeah, heavy rains, dangerous winds, flooding concerns as it moves out of New England. But we've got to look at what's churning in the Pacific. Dr. Greg Postel here with your tropical update.
Thanks, guys. Arthur has lost its tropical characteristics. It's now called a post-tropical system as it moves into the Canadian Maritimes. Here's the latest advisory from the National Hurricane Center. 65-mile-per-hour system moving rapidly north-northeast at 23 miles per hour. Still, there may be some rain showers along coastal New England, but later on today, those will go away and the weather conditions will improve. Last night, Arthur came within about 80 or so miles of Nantucket. There it is. It was still a hurricane. Gradually weakening, though, as it moved into cooler waters, but as it brushed by southeastern New England, there were still some significant wind gusts. Look at this: Nantucket 63 miles per hour, Falmouth 57, and Vineyard Haven 51 miles per hour. Right now on the satellite pictures, Arthur is a shell of what it once was. Now it looks, in fact, more like a wintertime cyclone than it does a tropical system. That's, in fact, because the jet stream has gotten thoroughly tangled up in it and has disrupted its tropical characteristics. And so we'll be seeing Arthur move away very quickly and weaken as it does. Still, with Arthur now gone from much of the East Coast, we will have to be dealing with a rip current threat today, which will be on the high side in parts of coastal Virginia and Maryland as well, and still a moderate rip current threat today along the Jersey Shore, south shore of Long Island, high threat there, and in New England as well. So while the weather may be improving considerably, be careful on the beaches with those rip currents. Guys, back to you.
Great, thank you.
All right, well, it's the weekend, July 4th holiday weekend. Want to get out and enjoy some events? We got a few of them for you to check out.
A lot of big ones, actually. So let's start with Summerfest in Milwaukee. So tonight is Fall Out Boy. Tomorrow's Usher. We've got the chance for thunderstorms coming in tonight. A little better chance tomorrow, actually, so we've got to keep an eye on that. Getting warmer, too. 81 degrees tomorrow.
Usher's great, by the way, if you see him in concert. They call that the world's largest music festival, by the way.
They had all their country acts at the beginning. That's where I would have gone.
All right, well, the Super Scooper Ice Cream Festival. This is in Philadelphia at Penn's Landing. And Jen, this is really a special event.
I love this. So it raises money for childhood leukemia, and it costs $7 to get in. It's on Penn's Landing in Philadelphia, and it's all the ice cream you can eat. And what a great day to eat ice cream.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sunshine, 80s, great.
And then there's the 20th Essence Festival. This is in New Orleans tonight. We're looking really nice. New Orleans, you know, typically this time of the year we could see showers and storms. We should be dry for this evening for all the festivities. They're looking really, really nice.
It has been phenomenal, actually, all across the southeast for you to kick off your weekend. Now, Portland, Oregon, the Waterfront Blues Festival looks great. And thanks for spending part of your Saturday morning with us.
This is mad crazy, man.
It intensified, I think, a lot more than anybody thought it was going to.
Wow. Kind of felt like an earthquake.
Every time it rains, it floods. I'm just blown away.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms. High 87. Chance of rain 50%. Tonight, scattered thunderstorms. Low 77. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our
It's unbelievable. Some people see a puddle and just step on the gas.
Right now, former Hurricane Arthur is making a big splash and then some in New England. A half-foot or more of rain has left some roads underwater. Vicious winds ripping down trees and power lines in Maine, even reports of snow.
But it's a threat that you can't see that could get you in trouble at beaches from Maine to Virginia. We'll tell you where the rip current risk is highest and how to escape one, too.
Plus, here comes trouble. A new round of severe weather is brewing just days after big storms rocked Chicago. Your top 5 videos, plus a heads up on who may be next to see scenes like this right here, right now on Weather Center Live.
Wind damage and, yes, even snow in Maine from Arthur.
I can't get over that. I just can't. Snow. The National Weather Service in Caribou saying wind from is being the largest impact so far from Arthur. Hey, we welcome you into Weather Center Live. We've had a wild week of weather, so we're glad to have you here. I'm Kyla Grogan.
And I'm Kate Parker. Now, Arthur is now a post-tropical cyclone, and while it still has its last legs, it's still packing a punch. Katie Bavoso. We got it. Katie Bavoso from WCSH has the latest from Down East Maine. I'm Katie Bavoso in Bar Harbor, Maine, where Tropical Storm Arthur is still pelting the state with wind and rain. Right now, as you can see, I'm having a difficult time just standing up, and the rain is almost coming in sideways due to the wind. Behind me, the water is extremely choppy with boats being tossed and turned out in the sea. We're also expecting 2 to 4 inches of rainfall in many parts of eastern Maine. Some parts are even expected to get 6 inches. There are also wind advisories in Hancock and Washington counties, and many people in Maine are without power right now. About 4,000 homes do not have power at the moment due to the wind knocking out power lines. There are also surf advisories going on as the waves are coming ashore at 9 to 12 feet. Right now, we're still getting pelted, but this storm is making its way to Nova Scotia. I'm Katie Bavoso in Bar Harbor, Maine. Kayla, Kate, back to you.
Oh, all right. You got to give it to those reporters standing out there in that weather. It's a little bit better, though, in Portland, Maine, 65 degrees, a little cloudy still, but we are certainly picking up. Things are getting better, but keep in mind, even though that sun will come out, a high surf advisory for you today in Portland. So very dangerous still at the water. So let's update you on what's happening with Arthur. We do still have a little action to speak of in Maine. Here we are. So we are still 60-mile-per-hour winds, even though it is post-tropical cyclone Arthur now, no longer a hurricane. Pressure about 983 millibars, and you can see that the center there, 95 miles west-northwest of Halifax, Nova Scotia, where it's going to be bringing a lot of rain and wind as well. So here it is. Bangor, Maine, certainly dealing with that. Heavier rain showers there in the reds and in the yellows, and the wind has caused power outages, brought trees down. And then we've got the rain to talk about. Those areas in yellow there, including Greenville down to Bucksport. Yeah, we're talking about 3 inches of rain. Portland about 1.96 in the last 2 days. And how about the wind gusts from this hurricane? Last night when I was working, we had gusts up to 63 miles per hour in Nantucket. And those winds right now still blowing. And you can see there 43 miles per hour in Yarmouth. So even though it's starting to pass most of us by, it is still going to cause some trouble with the wind and, of course, the power outages. But here we are. It is going to start tracking into Nova Scotia. As we get into our Saturday night, you can see it moves on out, gets to Newfoundland about Sunday morning, and then finally really pushes out to sea, and we can say goodbye to what is now post-tropical cyclone Arthur. I think we're all ready for that. Well, Bangor, Maine, it's going to be windy. It's going to be a little rainy for us as we head throughout our afternoon, but then things will start to improve as we get into our evening hours. So, Kate, better times on the way.
We like that. Looking forward to some better times. Here's a look at where it looks gorgeous at the beach. Man, oh man, did you think it'd be this nice in Dewey Beach or Virginia Beach? How about Seaside Heights or even Coney Island? They are gorgeous right now, but here's the deal. Even though it's very nice on the sand and out on the boardwalk, you need to use extreme care because heading into the water, that's where you're going to run into some real trouble. So let's go ahead and break down that forecast. Great beach weather, great on the sand, but the sea is going to be a little on the rough side. It's a little on the cool side as well, too, with that breeze. Rehoboth, you're at 73 degrees right now. If you're in Virginia Beach, 77 degrees. Seaside Heights, 74. If you're in Rehoboth today, just do me a favor and go and get some French fries and put some vinegar on them for me on the boardwalk. It's like my favorite thing. Just do it for me. For me. Here's a look at your nice weekend ahead. 81 for your high today in New York. D.C., you're going to be at 81 degrees. As Arthur pulls away, we're seeing this high pressure settle in, and it's bringing us incredible weather for the next few days. So the wave heights are pretty high down East Maine. That's where we're going to see biggest concerns there. That's where we have a high surf advisory from Portland all the way through down east. So that's where we're going to be watching for those concerns in the coming days. But how about the rip current risk? Because this is a significant one and it extends a lot farther south. So Virginia Beach all the way north through Ocean City, through the Delmarva Peninsula, up through Atlantic City, you have a moderate risk of rip currents today. So you need to be very careful heading into the water. Getting a little bit farther to the north here, Jones Beach, Hampton. The Hamptons, you're going to be talking about a high risk of rip currents, and that continues all the way here through the Cape. So bear that in mind, that you're going to see that high risk of rip currents hang out all day today, and that goes all the way through Portland, and it is because of Arthur. As it pulls away, we see that high surf, and then we see the lingering rip current effect. But the good news is that at least it looks nice for most of the beaches, except for down East Maine. Back to you, Kyla.
All right, Kate, let's go to Miami. No, really, let's all go to Miami. All right, we've got cloudy skies. You can see it's not stopping everyone from getting out on the beach. We had a little rain. It's about 79 degrees, but this is the time of day that's probably your best bet if you're going to be getting out, because we're looking out for those stormy afternoons that we get in Florida so very often in the summer. Spent part of my childhood there, and every afternoon you can kind of count on in the summer the convection, the heat kind of kicking those storms up, especially when you get all of the convergence of the sea breezes on either side of the state. We did have some light rain. Heavier stuff kind of moved inland, but you can see these little blips on the radar. It means that we do have a disturbed atmosphere. We certainly have a chance of more showers today, about a 50% chance. And in fact, once we zoom out, you see we've got quite a bit of action down in South Florida. So you could get some locally heavy showers depending on where you are. We've got this warm, moist flow through the weekend, a stationary front kind of lingering here, kind of keeping things in place and keeping all this going. And as we track this through with our future radar, my weather producer Greg Diamond was saying it's almost cool. You can see these sea breeze storms. They converge, right? We got the sea breeze coming from either side of the Gulf and the Atlantic, and then you get the storms pretty much right down the center of the state. So we'll be looking out for that this afternoon. Kate.
Well, storms are popping up across the Midwest today. We're still looking out for hail and damaging winds. Find out if you need to stay on alert at where you live. And we have our top 5 weather videos for the week. Though that wild weather is coming up next.
Check.
Energizer protects your devices from damaging leaks.
Let's unplug the past. Let's say goodbye to those. And hello to whoa. Let's find a better way to cook this. Wash that. Compare those and save these. Because you can make dinner. Or you can make dinner a breeze. Are you ready? Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Right now, this Maytag French door refrigerator, just $9.98.
Want to celebrate the 4th without little uninvited guests? Stop by your neighborhood Ace to get Ortho Home Defense Max with Comfort Wand, just $9.99 after $3 instant savings during our 4th of July event, happening now.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Inside each of us is a little bit of Minion. The part of us that wants to be mischievous, wants to run free. All you have to do is let it out. Find your inner Minion, only at the Despicable Me Minion Mayhem Ride at Universal Studios Hollywood.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms. High 87. Chance of rain 50%. Tonight, scattered thunderstorms. Low 77. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Are back. And Monday, the Weather Channel is the only place to find them. Coast Guard, Cape Disappointment. Monday nights at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Discover Brookside and discover an exciting combination of tastes. Rich dark chocolate covering soft centers, flavored with exotic fruit juices. It's chocolate and fruit flavors like you've never experienced before. Discover Brookside.
These cheesy bread dogs, the cheese is baked right into the bun.
It's what's on the outside that counts?
Huh. Prove that.
Count on the cheesy goodness of the new cheesy bread dogs. This is how you Sonic.
Waves don't care what age you are. Take them on the way you always have. Live healthy and take One-A-Day Men's 50 Plus, a complete multivitamin with 7 antioxidants to support cell health. Age? Who cares?
I'm a loving husband and a real good dad, but weeds just make me rattlesnake mad. Well, Roundup has a sharpshooting wand. I'm sending them weeds to the great beyond. Roundup. Yeah. No need to pump, just point and shoot. Hit them in the leaves and it kills to the root. Round fences, trees, even mulched beds, because the only good weed is a weed that's dead. Roundup. Yeah. Roundup. Yeah. With a one-touch wand.
Welcome back. We are taking a look at Montrose, Iowa. That's the last thing that they need is rain, because look at this. You've got flooding, significant amounts of it. You'd be looking at a park on a normal day, but today it's underwater, and that's all thanks to a faulty gauge on the Iowa River, and officials have brought in pumps. People are getting sandbags ready. The river should crest this weekend, but here's the deal. More rain is in the forecast, so let's go ahead and break down what exactly it's looking like in the Midwest, because we are going to see some more of that storminess. It's just hanging around. Man, look at this. This huge system just moving right through, trucking through Des Moines earlier this morning, and then you can see how this line, where we have the heaviest rain rainfall as well as the most lightning, it has really started to develop a little bit of a tail on it. Take a look at that, trailing all the way back into Nebraska. If you're in North Missouri, Kirksville, you should be inside right now because you are going to get slammed in the next few minutes by that line. Look at the rain accumulations. Here's the deal. This rain is falling fast and furious. So we've got almost 2.5 inches of rain that accumulated in Harlan. These are radar estimates. So, around that much. We could see other spots that are even a little higher than this. In Shenandoah, you've got over 3 inches of rain that has fallen. So significant amounts as this moved on through. And that's why we have some flash flood warnings and alerts that were in effect. We don't have those in effect anymore as things start to absorb into the ground. But this is going to be a concern for the next couple of days. And it's because we have this just tongue of moisture that is streaming right up along that cold front, pulling up out of the Gulf of Mexico. That low hanging out in Canada is what's going to help to lift some of these showers and thunderstorms, lift that moisture into the atmosphere, and provide those very, very heavy downpours that cause the flooding concerns. The soil just simply cannot absorb at that rate, and then the rivers, as you know, are already full. So we've got that low traveling along the jet stream. We're going to be watching for that risk of severe weather today. We could see damaging winds and spotty hail from Fargo to Minot and Bismarck, Grand Forks during that risk today, as well as Chicago, Milwaukee, and Davenport tomorrow. Kyla.
All right, thank you, Kate. Well, it is time now for our top 5 videos in severe weather, and Hurricane Arthur giving us a lot to choose from this week. So let's start with our number 5 video. This is severe weather across the Midwest on Tuesday from White Pigeon, Michigan. My gosh, you can't see an inch in front of your face with all of that wind coming down. Brought down trees. This was a storm tracer driving through the storm. Let's head to number 4. And this one in Chicago on Monday night. Take a look at this. Whoa! Lightning hitting the top of the Willis Tower. This storm brought powerful winds and a lot of lightning. Oh my gosh, there it goes again. As you can see, scary stuff.
Yeah, it's proof that lightning does strike places more than once because the Willis Tower gets struck.
I'm not sure if that's looped or what, but that is, wow.
It's incredible. Number 3, an amazing view from Arthur from space on Wednesday. These amazing images are courtesy of the International Space Station. And my favorite part is that Reed Wiseman, the astronaut, has been just tweeting out pictures. He's just like, oh, this is my view out my window. No biggie.
Super cool.
It's just of a hurricane.
Let's get to the perspective, right, that you can only get from that angle. Okay, number 2, Arthur's wrath from 34 miles off the coast of North Carolina. We're talking about 50-mile-per-hour winds, over 50 miles per hour on Thursday. This is called the Frying Pan Tower. It's an old Coast Guard light station that's being restored, and boy, they were right in the thick of it.
Yeah, they said they registered a 99-mile-per-hour gust, and they don't know if that it's just that's if that maxed out their wind gauge. They said it could have been higher than that. Number 1, sparks flying as Hurricane Arthur hit the Morehead City Nags Head area. Look at this.
Wow.
Woo!
That is not where you want to be outside.
No,
that's for sure.
it is not. Man, when this came through there in the overnight,
just incredible storm surge really just pushed all of that water. That's what the wind does. That's where the danger really is. And you can see it's going right over the roads there. Woo! You can't
and that
stop
happened very quickly. If cars had been on Highway 12, we would have seen much bigger problems, I think, from the storm surge. And the good news is that this is a rather compact storm. If it had been larger,
people evacuated, which was great. Well, Arthur's giving its final blows to the East Coast. Our first hurricane of the season is anything but over, where heavy rain and dangerous surf are busting beach plans.
So let's take a look at where it's been. North Carolina taking the brunt of the storm. We'll give a live update of the status of this washed out highway.
Summertime is watermelon time, and as a farmer, it's my favorite time of year. To know their sweetness will put a smile on someone's face means the world to me. That's why I work with Walmart. They make sure you only get the freshest watermelons, backed by their 100% money-back guarantee.
They lived.
They lived.
They lived.
We lived, thanks to our Subaru.
Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm on it. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You're covered, Kevin.
Thanks, Melinda.
I have blah blah insurance, so person, come help.
Hey, Grandma. Now look who it is.
I see who it is.
6 callers ahead of us, Jimmy.
You're not helping.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. There to help you anytime, anywhere, anyway. That's getting to a better state.
Hurry in for July 4th savings. Get 15% off all full-size Master Forge gas grills at Lowe's.
When you're ready,
ServPro, how can we help?
help gets there faster. The cleanup specialists at 1-800-SERVPRO and ServPro.com. Helping make fire and water damage like it never even happened.
Monday morning on America's Morning Headquarters, what have we learned after the first hurricane of the Atlantic season? Arthur, find out on AMHQ. Plus, this photograph changed.
What's your vet IQ? Do you know why some vets recommend VetGuard Plus? Because it kills adult fleas and ticks, repels new ones, and prevents eggs from developing for a fraction of the cost. That's gotta feel good. High quality without the high cost. That's Vet IQ Smart.
After 19 years of pro ball, I know pain, but Icy Hot lets me power past it.
Icy Hot No Mess Roll-On. Powerful relief for shoulders, backs, even arthritis. Icy to dull pain, hot to relax it away with no mess.
Icy Hot. Power past pain.
Sunny, sexy, sizzling.
People come here to live their dream.
Welcome to Miami Real Estate.
$5 million.
8.9.
$20 million.
Where these three agents each have a vice.
You might want to lay off the Botox because apparently it's seeping into your brain.
I will never lose my Northeast class.
This is ridiculous. The high we're supposed to close tomorrow.
There really isn't any competition.
Yes.
$1 Million Listing Miami. All new every Wednesday at 9/8 Central. Only by Bravo.
Is our way of saying thank you. Wild tiger numbers are at an all-time low. Please help save them now.
A Weather Channel original series.
This is a dangerous job.
Catching Hell. Sundays at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 82 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, scattered thunderstorms. High 86. Winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Chance of rain 50%. Tonight, scattered thunderstorms, especially during the evening. Low 77. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Strong enough 90 miles per hour to knock out power here. Unfortunately, we are now on the southern eye wall coming through. It's starting to push Pamela go south back up here all the way into our parking lot. So we're sitting up here on higher ground. Hopefully, it won't come much higher.
Yeah, and Arthur certainly gave them some trouble in North Carolina, and officials say they hope to have the bridge open to Hatteras Island today. Bonner Bridge connects Hatteras to the rest of the state, and it was damaged by the brunt of Arthur. For an update on their progress, we're going to bring in Steve Abbott with the North Carolina Department of Transportation. Thanks so much for being with us. And where does the highway stand right now?
We expect, since we got a lot of work done this morning, that we'll be able to open the Bonner Bridge and NC-12 very early this afternoon, probably maybe a little bit after 12 noon. We understand Dare County Emergency Management has cleared the way for permanent residents and essential personnel for businesses to get onto the island at noon. We expect to be able to open both the bridge and road right about then as well.
Okay, so for the people who need to get around, obviously they're saying everyone can't get over there, but what's the best way for people to get around in the Outer Banks right now?
Well, by vehicle, obviously, if you can come down Bonner Bridge, that would be the easy way. We are urging those drivers to be very careful. There is a single lane temporary bridge with a traffic light, so have patience there. And there are pockets of NC-12 that still have water and sand on them, so we need them to be careful. Our ferries are running regular schedule, and we'll accommodate those folks as well. The ferry to Hatteras from Ocracoke, we now can allow those permanent residents and essential personnel to use those as well.
All right, thank you so much. We really appreciate the update. Again, that's Steve Abbott with the North Carolina Department of Transportation. So from where the damage has been to where our former Hurricane Arthur is now, let's go to Kate. She's got your tropical update.
Yeah, earlier this morning, what was Hurricane Arthur actually became post-tropical Arthur, and that's because we lost that warm core. You have to have that. And now what we have is just this post-tropical cyclone, where you can see that we clearly have quite a lot here on the visible satellite of clouds. Wind still at 60 miles an hour, so it's not to say that this doesn't still pack a punch as it moves toward the Canadian Maritimes. You can see down East Maine just getting a soaker right now with this system. So here's what's going to do. It's going to move through the Canadian Maritimes, and we're going to see it slowly die on out by Sunday morning. 24 hours from now or so, we should be down to about 45-mile-an-hour winds. By Monday, we're down to 40, and by Tuesday, 35 miles an hour. We'll see that go out to the graveyard and die. So here's what's going on with post-tropical cyclone Douglas. This is no longer a concern. It is post-tropical. 35-mile-an-hour winds is what we had. We're expecting it to be down to 25 miles an hour. Not bothering anyone. But here is what is going to be bothering some folks. Typhoon Neoguri. This is in the western Pacific. Look at this. Right now, sustained winds are 130 miles an hour. It is gusting to 150. Just keep that in perspective. And we are talking about Okinawa being potentially in the path of this system as it continues to strengthen. We could see those winds go up to 175. That'd be the equivalent of a Category 5 hurricane here. And it very easily could hit the Kadena U.S. Air Base there. So we're going to be looking at that and keeping you updated on Neoguri in the coming days. Kyla.
All right, thank you, Kate. We're going to take a trip down to Florida, Lauderdale by the sea. Okay, look at that. It's beautiful. I mean, we did have some clouds and a little rain earlier, but 80 degrees right now. Now's the time of the day you're going to want to get out before we get the afternoon storms in play. That just looks so peaceful with the palm trees. Everybody, let's just take a nice deep breath. Yeah, there we go. Beautiful. We are going to see those afternoon thunderstorms, though, in Florida. Pretty typical this time of year. So you can see the green on the map there. In the 80s, that's where we'll be. But the Northeast, beautiful today. We're clearing out finally. Maine's still dealing with the rain, but we're looking at 70s and sunshine in Boston, 80 in New York. We do have a little rain to deal with in the Midwest today. So certainly, if you're in Iowa, you can see a few showers. And we have that monsoonal moisture making its way into the west, which eventually will start to cool them down. Not quite yet, though. As you can see tomorrow, Phoenix 106. Yeah, we're not going to call that cool. But we are going to look out for some severe storms tomorrow there. You can see in parts of Wisconsin and Illinois. So that includes Chicago. We could see some action there. By Monday, we start the work week a little rainy in the Midwest into the Ohio Valley and heading towards the Northeast. Phoenix 105, LA 82 degrees. But look what happens on Tuesday. Finally, monsoonal moisture makes it just 97 degrees. That's the bonus there in the summertime. We get the rain. Kate.
Kyla, Arthur has moved into the far northeast, and it's causing rain and flooding in spots just ahead. We'll show you where and the impacts we expect.
What makes Florida's natural orange juice taste so uniquely fresh and delicious? Is it the rich Florida soil or the perfect blend of sunshine, rain, and temperature? Maybe it's the fact that Florida's natural oranges are never imported. They're raised right here in Florida and passed with care from our hands to yours. 100% pure, 100% Florida. Florida's natural. Try our new citrus smoothies in the chilled juice section next to our orange juice.
Ugh, this dress.
New Coppertone Clearly Sheer sunscreens. Barely noticeable and face-friendly for beach, pool, and sunny days. Perfect, no matter what you're wearing.
It's so on.
Coppertone Clearly Sheer. It's on.
All the goodness of milk, all the deliciousness of Hershey's syrup. Squeeze, stir, share.
Zantac heartburn alert! Stop! Nexium can take 24 hours to work. Zantac's different. Zantac rushes relief in as little as 30 minutes. For relief without the wait, try Zantac. No pill relieves heartburn faster.
Come on.
Sweeten any moment with soft, fruity, chewy Fruit Vines Bites from the Red Vines family. Introducing Fruit Vines Bites. Live on the sweet side with Fruit Vines.
Fact. Every time you take Advil liquid gels, you're taking the pain reliever that works faster on tough pain than extra-strength Tylenol. And not only faster, stronger, too. Relief doesn't get any better than this. Advil. Fact. Every time you take Advil, you're taking the medicine doctors recommend most for joint pain, more than the medicine in Aleve or Tylenol. The medicine in Advil is the #1 doctor recommendation for joint pain. Relief doesn't get any better than this. Advil.
I often think how amazing it is that I am a business owner when I'm definitely not a business guy.
When you believe in something and you want to pursue your dreams, you just have to go for it.
I think owning your own business just makes you feel so much more successful.
We take pride in what we do, but being proud of it is a part of it as well.
So when I design stuff, when I market, it's definitely got to feel like me.
Vistaprint allowed me to create that vision that I had in my mind.
I was able to find a template, then just pop my logo into it.
Vistaprint had all the things that I really needed to be able to market my company.
Your business is your passion. Your marketing materials should reflect that. With Vistaprint, they will. So start putting your passion to work for you with 500 business cards starting at just $9.99. That's right, get 500 cards for just $9.99 when you enter promo code TV500 at Vistaprint.com.
I love my job.
Vistaprint.com.
Currently in our area, 82 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, scattered thunderstorms. Tonight, scattered thunderstorms, especially during the evening. Low 77. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our
Coasties are back, and Monday, the Weather Channel is the only place to find them. Coast Guard, Cape Disappointment. Monday nights at 9 on the Weather Channel.
It got really bad when we were driving. It was just downpouring. Driving slow was bad.
Former Hurricane Arthur's wild weather having quite an impact today on Maine.
We're talking about damaging winds, flooding rains, and now reports of snow.
Yeah, did you hear that correctly,
snow?
everybody?
Yeah. Thanks for sticking with us here on Weather Center Live. We are talking about snow, and it is from post-tropical Arthur, which is just remarkable.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
I'm Kate Parker.
She's Kate Parker. I was going to say, I'm Kyla Grogan, and we're glad you're here.
Yeah, we want to get you an update on the conditions on Arthur. Now a post-tropical cyclone, and it's bringing a lot of impacts to the far northeast, and we're checking in with some folks up there.
Yes, so we want to bring in Todd Fuizzi from the National Weather Service in Caribou, Maine. Todd, glad you're here. Let's get right to it. Snow? Really? What is the setup that is causing that?
Yeah, it's the storm has transitioned to extratropical, and it's just bringing down some colder air. And yeah, it's up on the top of Katahdin. We're probably getting some snow mixing in today.
All right. Well, we've also been dealing with damaging winds, power outages. I mean, tell us a little bit about how you all are faring there, what you're getting for wind gusts right now.
Yeah, the highest reported wind gusts we've had so far has been 71 miles per hour on Machias Seal Island. That's just offshore. But really widespread wind damage, especially across down East Maine. A lot of power outages, trees down everywhere, trees on cars. It's been a pretty bad storm.
So the flooding is a concern, but what about, or the winds are a concern. What about flooding? Are you seeing any issues?
Yeah, we are seeing some issues with flooding. We do have some warnings out for flooding. So far, the bigger deal has been the winds, but we are seeing some fairly minor flooding so far. Nothing too major. The wind has been the big deal.
All right, what do you guys think you're going to see the rest of the day? Do you have any plans in place there, Todd?
Yeah, we're going to see the rain tapering off from west to east, winds winding down, and hopefully you can start on the recovery. Hopefully it doesn't take more than a couple days to get the power back on for all the folks who are out of power down there.
All right, thank you so much. That was Todd Fuisi from the Caribou, Maine National Weather Service. Thank you so much for telling us about that snow in the higher elevations. It's incredible, Kyla.
Yeah, incredible if incredible means crazy. Hey, Portland, Maine, we're getting a little better though. 65 degrees, a little cloudy, but the sun is about to come out for you later today. Things are definitely better. We've seen the worst of it pass us by. However, further to the north in Maine, not the same story, and certainly places like Nova Scotia on the lookout for the impacts of Arthur. So let's show you what's going on with it right now, as it is a post-tropical cyclone now, no longer a hurricane. Wind 60 miles per hour. You can see the pressure there, 983 millibars, about 95 miles west-northwest of Halifax, Nova Scotia. And there's that rain coming down Bangor and points north, where you see the red, where you see yellow, though there's a heavier showers. And the wind is still an issue too. Take a look at this, 67 miles per hour in Yarmouth right now. Oh boy, that's some gusty wind, and that can do some damage and certainly cause power outages, bring down trees, all of that trouble they were talking about there. Tropical storm warnings are certainly up if you are in Nova Scotia for good reason. It's all heading your way, and we are going to take a look at the path of this as it tracks out. We expect by Sunday it will start to cross over to where Newfoundland is and then head out to sea. Finally, we get to say goodbye to Arthur for good as it starts to just wind its way down. But Bangor, Maine, we're going to be dealing with a little blustery weather today, a little more rain, a little more wind until we get later into the afternoon. As you can see, we get to about 8 o'clock. The wind starts to die down by midnight. It's just 8 miles per hour. That's going to make a big difference. Nova Scotia, a little bit of a different story for you as things really ramp up as we get into the afternoon. Watch out for those winds and the rain. Get ready for it. Temperatures staying in the 50s for you. So certainly things are not over quite yet, but Arthur saying goodbye, just saying it rather slowly as it tracks on out to the north and the northeast. Kate.
Oh, goodbye, Arthur. We're over you. Now we're going to talk about a little bit of severe weather that we're anticipating. Here's a look at St. Louis. Oh, the arch looks pretty nice today. 77 degrees. It's going to be a warm one, but we've got storms in store for the Midwest. Let's go ahead and break down exactly what you can anticipate going throughout the next couple of days, because you are going to see this mess in spots. Look at what's going on with the water vapor right now. So these oranges indicating dry air, but look at what is blowing up over Iowa and northern Missouri, where we've got that large system, that convective system rolling right there along the line this morning. That is going to be what you're seeing there on that satellite. I mean, look at this on radar. It's incredible. Look at this line that we've seen form. It's basically going from all the way south of Des Moines, stretching actually back into Nebraska, across northern Missouri, Kirksville, Missouri. You're going to be under that threat right now. And boy, if you were trying to just have a relaxing day at home or maybe go out and do some errands, you're having some big troubles. Look at the amount of lightning. Tremendous amounts of rainfall also coming down with this. I mean, it's just pouring along I-35 there. So we're talking about some travel problems as well. So today we're seeing scattered thunderstorms, not even scattered. We're watching that roar through that state line. We're going to watch for the threat of severe weather today, a little farther to the north though. Grand Forks, Fargo, Minot. That's where you could see some spotty hail, some damaging winds, certainly not out of the question. And it's not really out of the question with that other system either. Here's a look at what we're looking at tomorrow. We'll see another risk of severe weather, including Chicago. Then Monday, we start to see some thunderstorms a little farther off to the south, Detroit to Cincinnati, over to St. Louis, cross I-70 into Kansas City. You'll see some possible severe weather. Going into Monday, you'll notice that that's where we could see those thunderstorms transition into more of a severe side. And that's a stretch from Kansas City up north through Nebraska, over through Grand Island, Lincoln, Omaha. These are spots that you have been hit hard over and over again, and it's possible that you could see more severe weather by the start of the week. Here's a look at your forecast in Des Moines. Thunderstorms this morning, and boy, is it rip-roaring through there, but we're going to see that transition over into rain. We're already starting to see that happen. Later on this afternoon, though, spotty thunderstorms return to your forecast, so you're not quite done after this one system moves through. Kyla.
All right, thank you, Kate. Take a look at this incredible video from Phoenix. It looks like it's from some movie or something, right? It's a massive dust storm, also known as a haboob, kind of a funny name. As it swept over the city, 1 point visibility fell below a quarter of a mile. dangerous for motorists on this heavy travel weekend. The wall of dust also signaled the beginning of the first severe storm to hit the valley this monsoon season. Strong winds, heavy rain, and lightning caused widespread damage on Thursday evening. Isn't that just incredible? We get these storms and they get the outflow from the storm and it kicks up all the dust. I've actually never experienced a haboob, but I have lived in the desert, and I can tell you when the dust starts flying, it's a little tough. But rain returning to the desert Southwest, you know, the bonus here is it's going to cool you down. And having lived in Las Vegas for several years, I can tell you, when you get up to that 107, 108, 110 heat, you're ready for a little cool down. So the monsoon season began June 15th and September 30th. Over 50% of the annual rain falls during this season for this part of the country, and storms can cause those strong winds, rain, and yes, a dust storm, otherwise known as a haboob. Let's take a look at the setup. What happens? How do we get this seasonal reversal of the wind? Well, high pressure moves into the southwest. The circulation there is clockwise. It helps to draw all of that moisture in, and that's why we'll see those showers and storms. Generally in the Four Corners area, also extending over into Nevada, into California, down into parts of Texas as well. So that's what we're going to start seeing. We've seen some of it this week. We're going to see more this weekend. You see just very light showers, maybe not even hitting the ground there yet in southern Arizona. But the scattered thunderstorms are coming for the Four Corners, for Flagstaff and Tucson, and Albuquerque should be off to your east a little bit there. Tomorrow, more of the same. And again, the cool down for those of you who are waiting for that, say in Phoenix, coming about Tuesday. They're going to see that triple-digit temperature drop down to more like a 97. And oh, that is so nice when that happens. So Santa Fe, New Mexico, look out for those storms to kick up as we get into the later afternoon, early evening hours for you, staying in the 80s for a good part of the day. Kate.
All right, Kyla, Arthur's well past the northeast today, well into down east Maine, but the storm still impacting some beaches along the Atlantic just ahead, where you could see high surf and rip current warnings if you're headed to the beach this weekend. And we're talking to members of the American Lifeguard Association about how you can survive a rip current. Plus, the country's midsection is getting even hotter. It's heating up in there. We've got severe weather possibilities as well. How high could the temps climb in your city? That's coming up after your local on the 8th.
Currently in our area, 83 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, scattered thunderstorms. High 86. Winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Chance of rain 50%. Tonight, scattered thunderstorms, especially during the evening. Low 77. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Sonic has like every slush flavor someone could ever want.
That's right. This is basically slush headquarters.
Where sour blue raspberry plans world domination.
What? Get colorful with new Sonic slushes, now available with Nerds Candy. This is how you Sonic.
Check.
Energizer protects your devices from damaging leaks.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Everybody knows that.
Well, did you know that words really can hurt you?
What?
Jesse, don't go! Jesse, no!
I'm sorry, Daisy, but I'm a loner, and a loner's gotta be alone.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Waves don't care what age you are. Take them on the way you always have. Live healthy and take One-A-Day Men's 50 Plus, a complete multivitamin with 7 antioxidants to support cell health. Age? Who cares?
Want to celebrate the 4th without little uninvited guests? Stop by your neighborhood Ace to get Ortho Home Defense Max with Comfort Wand. Just $9.99 after $3 instant savings during our 4th of July event, happening now.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Discover card.
Hey, I heard you guys can help me with frog protection.
Yeah, we help with fraud protection. We monitor every purchase every day and alert you if anything looks unusual.
Wow. You're really looking out for us.
We are. And if there are unauthorized purchases on your Discover card, you're never held responsible.
Just to be clear, you are saying frog protection, right?
Yeah, fraud protection.
Frog protection.
Fraud protection.
Frog.
Fraud.
Frog.
Fraud.
I think we're on the same page.
We're totally on the same page.
At Discover, we treat you like you'd treat you. Fraud protection. Get it at discover.com.
Husband and a real good dad, but weeds just make me rattlesnake mad. Well, Roundup has a sharpshooting wand. I'm sending them weeds to the great beyond. Roundup. Yeah. No need to pump, just point and shoot. Hit them in the leaves and it kills to the root. Round fences, trees, even mulched beds, because the only good weed is a weed that's dead. Roundup. Yeah. Roundup. Yeah. With a one-touch wand.
They lived.
They lived. They lived.
We lived. Thanks to our Subaru.
Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Bridgestone's new Drive Guard tires are engineered to take a puncture and go up to 50 miles.
We can drive 50 miles on a flat, and you have an app that makes nails pop up?
Yep.
We could rule the world. But I've got carpool at 3, though, so
that time.
We could, mess with the world.
50 miles on a flat. Because if your tires keep rolling, your day does too. And there's no better place to get your Bridgestone Drive Guard tires than Firestone Complete Auto Care.
Well, it's back to the beach this morning in Kill Devil Hills. This time yesterday, Hurricane Arthur was delivering a blow to the coastline as a Category 2 hurricane. Right now, conditions are choppy as waves crash ashore. Nonetheless, a nice and sunny day on the sand. And here's a live look at Coney Island. Taking a look there. Woo! It looks beautiful, but stay out of the water. We have a risk of rip currents there today, so that's going to be a big issue for us up and down the Atlantic coast all afternoon and through the remainder of this weekend, so you need to be very, very careful. All right, Arthur has moved far into the northeast, and it's sitting over portions of New England today, post-tropical Arthur, but its impacts are still being felt at popular beaches along the Atlantic. NBC's Kristen Dahlgren is in Long Beach, New York, with a look at the danger Arthur still presents to beachgoers this holiday weekend.
Well, it may look like a beautiful beach day out here, but don't be fooled. Even with Arthur hundreds of miles away from here, there could still be deadly effects up and down the East Coast. We're talking about the threat of rip currents so strong they actually had to move the barge that the Macy's fireworks were on in New York last night to get it to a safer place away from rip currents. And if they're that worried about a barge, you can imagine how worried they are about swimmers. Now, you can see the surf back there, but what you cannot see are those rip currents. 100 people in the U.S. die every year because of rip currents, and 80% of ocean rescues are due to rip currents. It's basically like running against a treadmill or trying to go up a down escalator. The water rushing out that it's almost impossible to swim against. So what can you do? Experts say don't fight it. Don't try to swim directly back to shore. Let it carry you out and then try to swim parallel to the shore to get out of it. And even if you're just wading into the water, these can still pull you out. So very dangerous, a very serious threat. Another good thing to do is always make sure there's a lifeguard nearby. That's the latest in Long Beach, New York. I'm Kristen Dahlgren. Back to you.
Thanks, Kristen. Well, earlier today, we got a chance to ask Wyatt Wintereth with the American Lifeguard Association what you can do to escape a rip current.
The most important thing is to remain calm and try to, get the attention of a lifeguard. Hopefully you're in a lifeguard area. If not, remain calm and swim parallel, which means left or right, and get yourself out of the current and try to make your way back. Because what people don't realize is that a rip current is flowing outward to sea. It's not taking you under. So if you remain calm and just kind of break the rip of the grip and swim right or left outside of it, you'll be out of the rip current and you'll be able to make your way back.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Wyatt. And that's excellent advice because those rip currents remain a danger at area beaches today. In fact, let's go over this rip current risk. We know it's a holiday weekend, day after Independence Day. We're going to have a lot of people out at Virginia Beach, but we have a high risk of rip currents, and those extend all the way north to Ocean City. That's where we start to look at a moderate risk, but a moderate risk of rip currents still means that the rip currents are dangerous. It just means that there may not be quite as many of them. So this is still going to be a threat, and this includes Atlantic City. And then going even farther north here through the Hamptons, you have a high risk of rip currents today. Kyla.
All right, thank you, Kate. We're going to go to Dallas, otherwise known as the Big D. And wow, look at the clouds there. It's kind of a little ominous looking, 80 degrees, but we are going to see things start to clear out and heat up in Dallas. We're going to get back into those mid-90s, where we belong this time of year, right? It's about where we should be. About 94 degrees is our average, but the central part of the country is going to be a little toastier than they have been this week. So right now, about 80 degrees in Dallas, Hazlet about 84 degrees, Arlington 83, and Fort Worth a little warmer there already at 86. We've got high pressure in control, so that will help us to get the clearer skies coming in. Our jet stream, though, staying well to the north, which also lets all of that heat come in, and that's what we're going to start to see. So 90s all across the state from Amarillo right on down to Houston. Also look at Oklahoma City, 93 and 96 in Wichita, Kansas. Now they're feeling that one. And tomorrow we'll see more of the same as those 90s make their way into the central part of the country. Look at that, 98 degrees in Oklahoma City. It's going to be toasty, no doubt about it. You can see the heat continuing here as we work our way into Monday as well. Hey, we've got a story to tell you about water danger when we come back.
Yeah, I'm married. Does it matter? You do that for me? Really? Yeah, I'd like that.
Who are you talking to?
It's Jake from State Farm. Sounds like a really good deal.
Jake from State Farm at 3 in the morning? Who is this?
It's Jake from State Farm.
What are you wearing, Jake from State Farm?
Khakis.
She sounds hideous.
Well, she's a guy, so.
Another reason more people stay with State Farm. Get to a better state.
Untamed fruit flavor. Jolly Rancher.
Somewhere out there, a high-tech factory is being built, preparing to manufacture world-class products. And it's happening right here in America. At WeatherTech, American workers in American factories are creating the highest quality automotive accessories, including laser-measured, custom-fit floor liners. Order yours today at WeatherTech.com or call 1-800-CarMats. WeatherTech, proudly made in America.
A Weather Channel original series.
This is a dangerous job.
Catching Hell, Sundays at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 83 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, scattered thunderstorms. High 86. Winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Chance of rain 50%. Tonight, scattered thunderstorms, especially during the evening. Low 77. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Looks like the Garcias got a new car.
What'd they get?
I don't know.
Sure doesn't look like a Buick.
I'm outside. Where are you?
I'm right here. I'm in the Buick.
I don't see a Buick.
Take a fresh look at Buick. It just might surprise you.
That's not a Buick. That's what I told him. Wow. This is nice. Oh, my.
Enjoy the dealer experience ranked highest by J.D. Power and get $12.50 Independence Day cash plus 0% financing for 60 months on the 2014 Enclave.
Hi, Adam Richmond here, guy from TV/beef eater/burger lover. Be sure you have 100% beef that's all natural, like this ground beef that I picked up at Walmart. For a great burger, here's a tip for grilling it up just right. Leave your burgers in peace. Don't poke them, don't move them, and definitely don't press them down with a spatula. Just throw them on a grill, flip it once, and you're on your way to burger bliss.
Try ground beef from Walmart today. It's 100% guaranteed or your money back.
This is Jane. Her long day on set starts with shoulder pain and a choice.
Take 6 Tylenol a day or just 2 Aleve for all-day relief.
Roll sound. Action.
Kids are fed?
Kids are fed. Homework is done. Baths are taken.
I'm impressed. Looks like you've got everything under control.
We got it all under control here. We're all good, right, guys?
Yeah. Yeah, we're all good here. Yep.
Love you guys.
Love you.
Love you.
Bye.
Love you.
Finally, a
All right, Alfonso. I got your money. Got your money right here. But you're not gonna get it. 'Cause you're a rat. You think I wouldn't know? You sold me out. You're a snitch. Louie, take him out. I said take him out.
Are your kids watching the right movies? Go to commonsense.org to find out.
Maxwell's is now open in the Driftwood Plaza of Jupiter. Gold, silver, coins, diamonds, jewelry, paintings, and objects of art. If you don't want it or wear it, sell it to Maxwell's. We buy and sell diamonds of all sizes, clarity, and condition up to 10 carats in size and above. We have decades of experience buying and selling gold, coins, diamonds, and objects of art. Maxwell's, located in the Driftwood Plaza on US 1 in Jupiter, Florida.
Please try again, but hurry. Supplies are limited. That's 1-800-580-3468.
A Weather Channel original series.
This is a dangerous job.
Catching Hell. Sundays at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Welcome back to the Weather Channel. It's 50 minutes after the hour. Time for your tropical update with the very latest on now post-tropical. Arthur, this happened earlier this morning that this transitioned into a post-tropical storm because we lost that warm core of convection right around the center of that circulation. So what we have going on today are sustained winds about 30 miles an hour right now in Yarmouth. We've got Halifax at 26. This buoy just offshore off of Down East Maine. You've got about 31 mile an hour sustained winds. This is going to continue through the Canadian Maritimes, and we're going to continue to see this loose steam. We've got colder water temperatures. We've seen that transition. We've got that low pressure system, that other front just kind of shoving it on out of there. And so that's going to be the path of it. It should be down to 35 mile an hour winds by Tuesday morning. But what's not at 35 mile an hour winds is Typhoon Naguri. This is incredible in the Western Pacific. Look at this picture. This is from our favorite Reed Wiseman. He's on the International Space Station. He's my favorite astronaut because he takes pictures of all these storms and he tweets them out. I mean, he's just tweeting from space. It's to me, it's just my favorite, very favorite thing. Here's a look at the satellite image of this. So that's incredible. Here's a look of view of this with the cloud tops. Look, you can clearly see the eye, and no duh, we've got wind speeds of 130 miles an hour sustained with this, gusting up to 150. And this could be a threat to the U.S. airbase Kadena. That could be a threat. Okinawa is going to be in the path of this storm, equivalent right now to a Category 4 hurricane as it moves through the West Pac. And we're going to see it possibly strengthen to 175 miles an hour, the equivalent of a Category 5 hurricane, before making landfall on some of these islands. So something that we're going to watch very closely, Kyla.
All right, thank you, Kate. Well, when you think of summer, you think of swimming and barbecues and vacations, but it's also the peak season for something not so pleasant, kidney stones. The Weather Channel's Scott Newell explains.
It's hard to believe little stones like these were causing Jack Goldberg such agony one night in June.
It's a lot of pain. It's on the side, and it's constant, and it's sharp, and there's no relief. It's just constant pain.
They are kidney stones. Dr. Manoj Manga of the Cleveland Clinic is an expert on them.
kidney stone it's like a pebble. It can be formed of a variety of different compositions depending on the patient's genetics and what they're eating and drinking.
Summer is the peak season for kidney stones. The question is why?
One of the theories is that stone, which may have been incubating over the fall and winter, starts to roll when the summer comes around. And the reason it starts to roll is because people get more active.
Summer also makes people more prone to dehydration.
In the summer, when it's hot and humid, we perspirate more, so we're losing more fluids in other ways.
Doctors say that was a factor in Jack Goldberg's kidney stones. Jack's doctor told him to drink 8 cups of water a day and also to alter his diet. And I was a heavy meat consumption eater, particularly red meat. I almost had red meat in my diet 3 times a day. And he told me to cut down on those things. Doctors say watch your sodium.
Another thing you can do, doctors say, is to eat certain citrus fruits like lemons, limes, and oranges. They contain substances that can prevent calcium from crystallizing and also prevent the stones from forming.
Jack Goldberg hasn't had a kidney stone in 6 months and is hoping he can get through this summer without one. It's painful. It's painful. You don't want to wish it on anybody. For the Weather Channel, I'm Scott Newell.
Ooh, those do look very painful.
Yeah,
well,
no, thank you.
Something else that's painful, if you're hitting the road this holiday weekend, expect to spend a lot on a fill-up.
Yes, right now gas prices are the highest they've been in 6 years, but that has nothing to do with Hurricane Arthur. Our business analyst Paul Walsh says it has more to do with heat and cooling. Right now the average is $3.67 a gallon, but prices are expected to drop as the summer moves on.
I would kill to just find $3.67 even.
I got $3.59 right near my house. I'll show you where it is.
Yeah, I need to know that secret.
But maybe you're taking a ride to go to some of these awesome weekend events, so let's talk a little bit about that. We've got some cool weather events going on. Daytona Beach, hit or miss storms, particularly as we get into the afternoon. So tonight, the Coke 0400 starts about 7:30. Gonna have to be careful. Lightning a danger with that too, everybody.
Yeah, that's what we see all the time in Daytona Beach. You know that. Milwaukee, Summerfest going on, so a lot of fun, but you need to watch out for spotty thunderstorms later tonight and into Sunday. Temperatures sitting pretty good. Mid-70s. Can't beat that. Arthur's weakening, but its impact still being felt up and down the coast.
Heavy rain in New England as well as a rip current. We'll have the latest in 60 seconds.
Currently in our area, 84 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, scattered thunderstorms. High 86. Winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Chance of rain 50%. Tonight, scattered thunderstorms, especially during the evening. Low 77. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
It's unbelievable. Some people see a puddle and just step on the gas.
Right now, former Hurricane Arthur is making a big splash and then some in New England. A half-foot or more of rain has left some roads underwater. Vicious winds ripping down trees and power lines in Maine. Even reports of, get this, snow.
What?
That's right.
But it's not the threat. It's the threat that you can't see. That could be a really big danger this weekend at beaches from Maine to Virginia. We'll tell you where Arthur's rip current risk is highest and how to escape one, too.
Plus, here comes trouble. A new round of severe weather is brewing just days after big storms rocked Chicago. Your top 5 videos, plus a heads up on who may be next to see scenes like this. Right here, right now, on Weather Center Live.
Wind damage and, yes, even snow from Arthur in Maine. That's what's being reported.
That is just rude and not right. Okay, it's July. Enough already. The National Weather Service in Caribou is saying that wind is the largest impact so far from Arthur. Had a lot of power outages and trees down. We welcome you into Weather Center Live. I'm Kyla Grogan.
And I'm Kate Parker. Arthur, now a post-tropical cyclone, made that transition earlier this morning. And while it's on its last legs, it's still packing a punch. Katie Bavoso from WCSH has the latest in Down East Maine.
I'm Katie Bavoso in Bar Harbor, Maine, where Tropical Storm Arthur is still pelting the state with wind and rain. Right now, as you can see, I'm having a difficult time just standing up, and the rain is almost coming in sideways due to the wind. Behind me, the water is extremely choppy with boats being tossed and turned out in the sea. We're also expecting 2 to 4 inches of rainfall in many parts of eastern Maine. Some parts are even expected to get 6 inches. There are also wind advisories in Hancock and Washington counties, and many people in Maine are without power right now. About 4,000 homes do not have power at the moment due to the wind knocking out power lines. There are also surf advisories going on as the waves are coming ashore at 9 to 12 feet. Right now, we're still getting pelted, but this storm is making its way to Nova Scotia. I'm Katie Bavoso in Bar Harbor, Maine. Kayla, Kate, back to you.
All right, thank you so much. Let's take a live look now at Portland, Maine. Take a look at those flags. We've got wind gusts about 25 to 30 miles per hour. So that's why you see those flags kind of blowing there on the left side of your screen. The wind is certainly not gone, but at least the rain, for those of you in Portland, from Hurricane Arthur is done. So let's update you on where exactly this storm is and, more importantly, when it's getting out of here. All right, so it is now a post-tropical cyclone, no longer a hurricane. You can see the winds there at 60 miles per hour. It is 95 miles west-northwest of Halifax, Nova Scotia. So heading their way, moving about 24 miles an hour to the north-northeast. This is where the rain is. So you can see the heavier rain has now pushed to the north of Bangor, but certainly it is still coming down, and the wind along with that causing some problems. Look at all the rain in the past few days. We had almost 3.5 inches in Greenville, those areas in yellow, down to Bucksport, about 3 inches there. Portland, about 2 inches for you, and a little over that further points north. The winds last night gusting in Nantucket. The Cape was just a tough place to be. 63 mile per hour gust. Falmouth, 57 miles per hour, and out on the Vineyard in the 50s as well. Here are the wind gusts right now. So as we take a look here, you can see, hey, Boston, 31 mile per hour winds still at this point. 51 miles per hour in Yarmouth, and Halifax, where it's heading towards, you're almost 50 miles per hour as well. So we're expecting this to continue its path across Nova Scotia, head on out of the U.S., and then hit Newfoundland and eventually start to lose all of its steam and head right out to sea. You can see by Tuesday morning, really reduced to not much. But Bangor, Maine, you're going to be dealing with this blustery weather, the wind, the rain coming down this afternoon, temperatures in the 60s. You can see things will start to wind down as we get later into the evening and early morning hours. That'll feel much better when the winds are just 8 miles per hour, Kate, right?
Yeah, I feel big improvement. Big improvement. Talk about a big improvement. Look at these spots. Now, the siren's call of the beach, and they tempt you to go out and enjoy the sand, but beware, although it looks gorgeous in Coney Island, Dewey Beach, they're busy on the sand, busy in Virginia Beach as well as Seaside Heights. The deal is that we need to be aware of the water. Yeah, that's the siren's call that you need to be aware of because it poses a huge threat through this weekend. It's important to note that rip currents kill more people on average per year than tornadoes. So just keep that in perspective with your family as you head out to the beach. Right now, conditions 76 degrees in Seaside Heights. Rehoboth, 75 degrees. Can't really beat it. It's gorgeous. Highs today going to be in the 80s along portions of the Northeast. We're going to be at 80 in New York, 82 in D.C., a little bit cooler in Syracuse, 78, 77 in Pittsburgh. That nice cooling air behind Arthur actually being pulled on in. Then tomorrow, nearly 90 degrees in the nation's capital, 84 in Boston. And down East Maine is really where we're having the biggest concern with these wave heights. It's really just all of coastal Maine. You have that high surf advisory in place. So if you are heading out, once the conditions improve there rain-wise, be aware of that you are still going to see the high surf and the risk of rip currents. That's the other problem here. Look at the rip current risk today. We're starting a little bit farther to the south here through Virginia Beach. That's where we've got the risk of a high risk of rip currents. Going through the Delmarva Peninsula there, we transition into a moderate risk, but that does not mean that a rip current is any less dangerous. It's equally as dangerous. We just may not see quite as many of them. And going a little farther up here to the north, you'll see that Jones Beach and the Hamptons, high risk of rip currents again today. And then even farther north from there, if you are Nantucket, Cape Cod, you're talking about high risk of rip currents. So just please use care if you are tempted to go into the water. I would just recommend staying out. Kyla?
Yeah, that is very good advice today. No doubt about it, Kate. Let's talk sunshine in the Sunshine State. Yeah, it's a little cloudy, everybody. We're about at that 79, 80 degree mark, but you can see everybody's out in the beach today right now because unfortunately later today, it's going to get a little more stormy in the afternoon. So this is probably your best bet. Weekend Florida storms. That is our headline. I also want to point out lightning. We've had 9 lightning deaths so far, 4 of them this year in Florida. You are the #1 state for lightning fatalities. So if you're going to be out today and you see that lightning, you got to get inside and stay safe. You can see right now Miami not bad, but we do have a little rain moving through Pembroke Pines. And as we take a look a little further to the west, again, we do see some of those showers coming in. As we get into the afternoon, we start to heat up. We will certainly see more showers fire up. A lingering front kind of capping things there, making everything just hang out, not really allowing for movement. And we get the sea breeze convergence coming in from the Gulf and the Atlantic. They come together in the afternoon. The fired up storms happen right through the center of the state, and that's certainly what we see as we take a look at our future radar going right through this afternoon and into this evening. So if you're in Florida, likely you're going to see some rain at some point today. Those spotty storms continuing tomorrow as well, all the way from Charleston right on down to Miami. Kate?
Well, storms are popping up across the Midwest today. We're looking out for hail and damaging winds. Find out if you need to stay alert where you live right after your local on the 8s.
Fruit with a cool finish. Fruit on one side, cool on the other. Icebreakers Duo, a fruity cool way to break the ice.
Your eyes, even at a distance of 10 miles, the length of 146 football fields, they can see the light of a single candle.